In this lecture, we're diving into the backbone of most programming tasks, operators in Python. Operators are the tools we use to manipulate data and perform various operations. Whether you're adding numbers, comparing values, or assigning variables, you'll be using operators. We'll cover the key types of operators in Python: arithmetic, comparison, logical, and assignment operators. This session will be quick and to the point, ensuring you grasp these concepts efficiently so you can apply them confidently in your coding. We start with the arithmetic operators being the most basic type of operators, used for simple mathematical operations. Here's a rundown. Addition adds the two values, for example, 10 plus 3 equals 13. Subtraction subtracts the second value from the first. 10 minus 3 is 7. Multiplication multiplies two values. 10 times 3 is 30. Division divides the first value by the second. 10 divided by 3 is 3.3 repeating. Modulus returns the remainder of a division. 10 modulo 3 is 1. Exponentiation raises the first value to the power of the second. 10 raised to the power of 3 is 1000. Floor division divides the first value by the second and rounds down to the nearest integer. 10 floor divided by 3 results in 3. Now that we've covered arithmetic, let's move on to how we compare values in Python. Comparison operators are essential when we need to evaluate relationships between two values. They return a Boolean value, true or false, depending on the comparison outcome. Let's break down each comparison operator to see how they help us in evaluating these relationships. Equal checks if two values are equal. For example, 10 equals 5 returns false. Not equal checks if two values are not equal. So 10 is not equal to 5 returns true. Greater than checks if the first value is greater than the second. 10 is greater than 5 returns true. Less than checks if the first value is less than the second. 10 is less than 5 returns false. Greater than or equal to checks if the first value is greater than or equal to the second. 10 is greater than or equal to 5 returns true. Less than or equal to checks if the first value is less than or equal to the second. 10 is less than or equal to 5 returns false. Once we've compared values, we often need to make more complex decisions. This is where logical operators come in. They allow us to combine multiple conditions to refine our logic. And returns true if both statements are true. Assuming x equals 5, the result of this line, as you can guess, is true. Or returns true if at least one of the statements is true. For instance, this line returns true as well because, as you know, the result of true or false is true. Not reverses the result, returns false if the result is true. So this line returns false because the statement inside the parentheses is true, and applying the not operator to true results in false. After learning the comparisons and logical operations, now let's bring the assignment operators into play. Assignment operators are used to assign values to variables. For example, in the expression x equals 11, the equals sign assigns the value 11 to the variable x. They can also perform operations on variables while assigning the result. For instance, if x is 11, saying x plus equals 3 adds 3 to x and assigns the new value 14 back to x. Similarly, the minus equals operator subtracts the right side value, being 3, from the left side variable x and assigns the new value 11 back to x. With the times equals operator, you can multiply the variable x by the right side value 3 and assign the resulting 33 back to x. That's also the case for the divide equals operator, where you can divide the variable x by 3 and assign the resulting 11 back to x. Next, the modulus equals operator allows you to take the remainder of x divided by 3 and assign the resulting 2 back to x. Likewise, the power equals operator lets you raise x to the power of 3 and assign the resulting 8 as the new value of x. Finally, the floor divide equals operator allows you to divide x by 3, round down to the nearest whole number, and assign the resulting 2 back into the variable x. That wraps up our quick tour of operators in Python. These operators are fundamental to performing any operation on data. I encourage you to try out these operators in Python yourself. To make it easier for you, the related code examples are available for download in the resources section of this lecture. Feel free to experiment with different values and see how these operators behave. In our next session, we'll explore control flow, where these operators will play a crucial role.